It is Sundance 2023 season, folks. I'm ready to jump into the review of the first film I checked out this year. And that film is Rye Lane. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today, folks, we're going to be reviewing the new film Rye Lane, which made its world premiere this year at Sundance Film Festival 2023. Yeah, this film is right up my alley here. And, you know, I was super excited to check this one out. I read the synopsis and said, yeah, this is right for me. One, because I love a good British movie, a good British series. And, you know, I'm not really a sucker for rom-coms in America, but absolutely when it comes down to European films and series, like, give it to me all the way. And I just always have my heart really attached to independent films. So, you know, first things first, I looked at the director. I said, let's see if I knew who she was. And Rain Allen Miller makes her directorial feature-length debut here, and I really need to go back and check out her 3 shorts that I've seen is listed on her IMDb. But for her debut for a feature-length film, this is fantastic. You know, it comes off as a solid production. I thought the jokes were landing, and then when you talk about the actors here, you know, this, it's the director's job to put them in a position to succeed, and you instantly fall for our 2 leads here, Dom and Yaz, who are in their 20s, and they're both single, recently single. And with that comes a lot of curiosity. What does life look like now back on the market? You know, do you sort of go back and try to rekindle things? Do you have the will to go on, or do you just kind of hang it up and say you're done? You know, all those different emotions that all of us has experienced at one point of our life. So when you have Dom, who's played by David Jonsson, and then alongside of Dom, you have Yaz, played by Vivian Oparah, and the two of them instantly, you're instantly connected to them. If it ain't their style, their swagger, if it ain't their banter separately, and then when they actually come together, it's really dope. And they meet each other at an art exhibit. And from one thing to the next, they just start to kick it, which honestly, I like that, man, because like this is very organic to me, and I think this is very natural, and these type of things happen all the time. And you know, you could just randomly meet somebody, no intentions, but you just start to kick it, and y'all ended up just being cool. And you know, maybe you get a new good friend, maybe you meet your future partner, whoever, whatever it may be. But I really think that, you know, these 2 Londoners, like they're out here and they're really giving us a glimpse into what society and what dating is right now. And I think that outside of like all the apps and whatnot, but they even talk about that stuff too. But I just think, like, you know, seeing folks kind of do it the old school way, but yet still the way that's removed from electronics, in a way that it's just super enjoyable. So like, for sure, this is absolutely a very British film, but like, it's absolutely a British rom-com that I think, you know, does a way of executing that just works for everybody. I enjoyed the jokes, the banter from one another. You know, there's a scene where they're kind of tag teaming together, whether it's an open mic or whether it's this sort of at one point Dom kind of goes on the 3rd wheel with his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend, which happens to be his mate. Okay, now, yeah, that sounds very bad, but like the way that Yaz steps in to kind of balance things out, it's some of the best moments of the film. But I at the same time too, the film never takes itself very serious, because there's a ton of humor, ton of relatable moments, and thoughts at that too. Like, there's moments where you start thinking like what you would do, things you may have done. Like, it's definitely a reflectional point throughout this. And there's also moments of things where you're like, man, I would have did this, and then the film actually does it, so you kind of see how these scenarios play out. And I love how the film was shot. You know, the use of colors kind of giving moods and whatnot, you know. And I also think that it gave a lot of personality and added humor. Like you'll totally see what I mean by the use of colors in this as well. And again, going back to our leads here, David and Vivian, just amazing chemistry, amazing banter with one another. They're paired together fantastically, and they truly carry this film. There's some other characters in here that, you know, are enjoyable for their duration of the film, but it's truly the leads here that just carries this film. And as I said, it is a very British styling of humor and comedy, but yet it's what I enjoy. And I also think that like everyone can enjoy this, because yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit hardcore, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't work the way how American humor works, but like this one I think definitely works across the world here, even though again I just have like a soft spot when it comes to European comedy and rom-coms, you know. But I will say that there's also some core messages within this, and it has a lot to do with understanding the values of happiness and the values of relationships, you know. And yes, it's weird, you know, unorthodox, but it's cute. It's cute. And I think that like even with that, the emphasis on grand gestures in this, in relationships, I thought that I like how we're not playing gender roles here. You're just having one person attracted to the next, and you're just going for it, you know. And I like that, you know. You're not playing by these normalized, that shouldn't be normalized tropes in dating and whatnot. You just have two people that like each other and they're willing to show. And whether they knew they were each other's partners or not, you know, seeing this relationship kind of evolve throughout the film was enjoyable. It hits you in the feels. There's definitely a lot of ups, but there's some downs, but ultimately you root for the two of them. And while all that's happening, you're going to get some laughs with it as well. So, you know, Rye Lane, man, was a film when I was checking out the films available at Sundance this year. This was when I was like, oh, yeah, I need to see this one. And now that I had an opportunity, just fantastic job. And again, Rain Allen Miller, who's our director, making her feature-length debut in this film. Fantastic job. Cannot wait to see upcoming and future projects by her, and I definitely need to go back and check out some of the shorts that she has, which are you can see on the IMDb page. Christmas to the Max, Jerk, are just the latest too. So yeah, definitely going to do my due diligence to go out the way. And you make sure you keep your eyes set for Rye Lane, because again, it made its world premiere this year at Sundance Film Festival. If you had an opportunity to check it out, jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts about it. But if not, just stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled, because eventually you'll get a chance to see it, and then you can let me know your thoughts about it. But until then, folks, y'all be safe. Thank you so much for checking out this review, and see you back for more very soon.